beautiful night in the state of Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, for the final game of the 2025 softball season. The Division I championship shaping up to be a doozy. The Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts taking on the defending champs in D1, Kenosha Bradford Red Devils. Here's how they got here. Both teams winning their quarterfinal matchups and their semifinal matchups. And now the top two teams in the state in Division I will play for all the marbles. Greetings, everybody. Bob Brainerd along with Bill Brophy. And Bill, this is the matchup that everybody wanted. They got it. These two teams want this as well, so something's got to give. That leads us to our Menards keys to the game, because they will be key tonight.
Well, Paige Bodenheimer is the fastest kid in a softball uniform in the state, according to her coach. She makes things happen at the top of the lineup for Kaukauna, which has lost one game in the last 5 seasons. Bodenheimer hit .679 on the year. Meanwhile, pitching and defense is going to be the key for both teams. You get two of the best pitchers in the state here, Carly Meredith of Kaukauna and Brooklyn Danielson for the unbeaten in the state of Wisconsin, our Bradford team. They lost to an Illinois club, but neither of these teams have lost to a Wisconsin opponent this year.
Bradford won it all last year. Kaukauna won it all 2 years ago. Who takes the title in 2025? We've got the starting lineups and the first pitch coming your way next. The Galloping Ghosts in the home whites with the orange trim. Their batting card tonight, unbeaten. Kaukauna squad ranked #1 in the state, but #2 in this field of 8 in Division I. It's Bodenheimer. Bill talked about her. Pesky leadoff hitter, then Meredith the pitcher, Boyle the left fielder, Federwitz the catcher in the cleanup spot, Evans the first baseman, Schmidt the right fielder, Deering the third baseman, Rabideau is at shortstop batting 8th, and Hersfeld, the second baseman, bats 9th. Pitching will be a key in this one. Who can dial it in and stay dialed in? Brooklyn Danielson has sure been dialed in, Bill, all season long.
Well, the Red Devils have 2 good pitchers. You're seeing Danielson in the circle tonight, but they've also used Strelo, and probably had to be a tough choice for Coach Ruffalo on who to go with in the big game, but he goes with Danielson, who on the year is 13-0 with a .32 ERA coming into the tournament. In 86 and a third innings, she's allowed but 28 hits, only 4 earned runs, walked 13, struck out 189. There's the defense behind her, and they play good defense. Strelo not pitching in right. She's next to Liliana Rodriguez in center and Lanhard in left field. The rest of the defense includes Duckworth, Torres at third, Morgan Smith at short, Maddie Strelo at second, Morgan Christian at first. Angela Parker, the player of the year in the Southeast Conference, will catch Brooklyn Danielson. This ought to be a heck of a matchup, as you said at the top. Everybody's looking forward to it all year.
Danielson coming off of a semifinal win over DC Everest. She tossed a 1-hit shutout with 17 punch-outs, and they needed that because they only beat the Evergreens 1-0. Before that, quarterfinals, Strelo got the ball, got a lot of offense, tossed a 1-hit shutout with 9 Ks as they beat Cedarburg 10-0. But this is a different animal, the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts.
And again, you got to keep this girl off the bases. She can really run. She can hit, as her average testifies.
Her nickname is Dash. That tells you all you need to know. She's a Butler commit, first team all-conference. And the stat that jumped off the page, and I talked about it during the quarters and the semifinal, Bill, she has struck out only 1 time all year.
That is impressive, obviously.
And you see how the Red Devils line up defensively. They know what's coming, but can you get to it, and then can you get it to first base? Swung through that, outside the zone, 1-2. Danielson gets ahead.
Because they've been looking forward to this matchup all year, you know these clubs have scouted one another a lot.
Didn't get to play one another last year at state. Kaukauna was knocked off by Milton. So Milton played Bradford in the championship. And it was Bradford taking home the gold trophy. 2-2 to Bodenheimer.
Milton snapped an 108-game winning streak of Kaukauna in that semifinal a year ago.
Incredible. National headlines. Fights it off foul again, as per usual. So that's Duckworth Torres who's creeping in down the line at third, and Christian is the first baseman. They'll backpedal here with the count 2-2. But it's actually Maddie Straylow.
I was going to say, that's the second baseman who's aside the circle and then going to stay there. Take away the bunt.
Strikeout number 2 of the year. Wow, Danielson, what a start for her and Kenosha Bradford.
Because I don't think you were the only one that was familiar with that stat. That's got to pump up the Red Devils dugout and those in the field behind Danielson, who gets her on a rise ball.
Brooklyn fired up to take care of that pesky leadoff hitter. One away for Meredith, her counterpart.
We'll talk about Meredith's pitching exploits. For the third straight year, she's the Gatorade Wisconsin Softball Player of the Year. Going to Virginia next year.
Danielson gets ahead with a swinging strike, 0-1 on the way. In too tight, and Meredith says, I got hit. Home plate umpire is Larry Buchberger. And Tim Rarig, the head coach.
Asking if the umpires confer. You got some help from the first base umpire. I think that might have brushed her uniform.
It looked like it may have got underneath the arm, the elbow. That's Tammy Hutchinson down the line at first base, and Wayne Krisen.
And I think the plate umpire shook his head, so I think the call is going to stand, and Meredith will have to dig back in.
Looked like it, again, grazed underneath.
We do not have replay in high school softball.
And so Meredith was now asking, okay, so that's a foul ball. So the count is 0-2.
Carly, a .438 hitter coming into the tournament.
Yeah, and now Larry Buchberger saying it's 0-2. The count should be 0-2. He's talking to Tim Rarig now that because he's saying it didn't hit her, that it hit the bat for a foul tip, and so the count should be 0-2.
So we're contesting strikes here on the second batter of this 1 versus 2 matchup.
Tells you about the level of how important every pitch will be in this D1 showdown.
Absolutely.
Danielson back to work here. Signs get flashed in from the dugout, relayed to the battery. From their head coach, John P. Ruffalo. Swing and a miss, goes upstairs to get Meredith 2 away.
And a little giddy up on her fastball tonight. You've seen it in strikeouts of Bodenheimer and Meredith. Here's the latest rise ball. Meredith can't get to that one up in her eyes. And get to know Brooklyn Danielson, who's committed to go to Eastern Illinois next year.
2 away for Taylor Federwitz, the junior catcher. Swing and a miss. Got halfway through her swing and then tried to hold up, and she was already committed. Federwitz, they call her T-Fed. Tough kid with great mechanics behind the plate. The perfect person you need to catch an All-State and Gatorade Player of the Year in Meredith. 0-2 as Danielson gets ahead. That's Parker glancing in. And now focused in on Danielson. Strike 3. What a start for Brooklyn Danielson and the Red Devils. Kenosha Bradford will swing the sticks after nothing in the top of the first. Red Devils batting card goes Aubrey Straylow, then Parker and Rodriguez. Robinson in the cleanup spot. Lanhart, Maddie Straylow, Morgan Smith, Mona, Duckworth, Torres, the third baseman, bats 8th, and Morgan Christian is the first baseman, batting 9th. Tough competitor in the circle as well, as tough as they come in the state of Wisconsin. It's Carly Meredith.
95-1 in her varsity career. Not bad, and that's what she's done in her senior year. She said when she was hitting, she'll go to Virginia next year. But that is a sensational season, or sensational senior year for Carly Meredith to cap a sensational career. she'd like to do it tonight by lifting the gold ball.
Aubrey Strelo to lead it off. Takes a ball outside.
Her coach, Tim Larrick, said there's not another player in the state like Kylie.
Her nickname is Squirrel, and that comes from when she was a young kid running around the ball diamond collecting softballs and tucking them in her bag since she was like 4 or 5 years old. Fouled off. Yeah, Tim Rarick said she was built to be a softball player at a young age, and she was built for moments like this. She's wired to handle the pressure and big games when she's in the circle. 2-1 to Strelo.
Strello's a .370 hitter.
Smacks it Oppo to the gap, bouncing off the wall. Strelo into second with a leadoff double.
Team high 10 double a year for Strelo. Is committed to go to Central Michigan next year. Again, got to be pretty strong to hit it that far, one hop off the wall at the deepest part of the ballpark. So the big start for Kenosha Bradford continues. They strike out the side in the top of the inning, and now Strelo with a leadoff double in the bottom of the inning.
Here's the catcher, Angela Parker. Meaty average as well of .443. Both these teams have big bats up and down the lineup card. There just aren't any holes. But as we see time and time again at State, when you've got quality pitchers, top-notch pitchers like we have tonight, that can neutralize really good offenses.
Collectively, Kenosha hits .309 as a club. It's 6 home runs. They steal a lot of bases. Both these teams aggressive on the base paths. 94 steals coming into the tournament.
1-1 to Parker, the senior. Smacks that one, coming on. It'll fall for a base hit. Stop sign goes up, throw comes in, and Parker on the throw will go into second. 2 aboard here in the first for the Red Devils.
Strelo had to hold up to wait and see if that ball was going to be caught by Rodriguez. That prevented her from scoring, but Rodriguez, instead of hitting the cutoff person, sent the throw through the plate, and that enabled Parker to take a second base with a heads-up base running play, and that's going to cause a mound visit right off the top. Don't think you need to settle down this Kaukauna group, but I think you wouldn't think you'd have to, but going to give them a chance to take a breath and regroup and maybe reset.
Steve Merritt is Carly's dad. Mark Hersfeld, who's also on the staff, is Chloe's dad.
Got a courtesy runner at second base. Not sure got the number. There she is, though.
She's hiding. Here's Liliana Rodriguez, the center fielder. And Meredith wants to go through the signs again. Same as Bradford, relayed in from the dugout. Strike one to Rodriguez. Boy, Red Devils just giving that dugout a workout here in the first frame. Smack to the shortstop. Rabidou will come home. Got her! What a gutsy play and throw to the plate.
Goes to show you what Bradford thinks about the importance of pitching in this game. They bring the infield in. Smith gets the ball, throws it home. Rabidou puts the tag on a sliding Strelo, and she's obviously out. But a nice play by Morgan Smith. Took a solid throw and gets Strelo.
Boy, Federwitz, too, doesn't block the plate, but gets the softball and then turns, lunges to apply the tag. Nicely done.
Infield's still in here with runners on the corner. It's Robin Rowland running at third right now.
Robinson trying to bunt. Up, and Robbins hung up, and Robbins out. Throw to second. not in time, but they punch out. The squeeze was on, and the runner got caught in no man's land.
That's good execution by Kaukauna. Here it is. The runners, as you said, the squeeze was on, but the bunt was missed. And Strela was so far off third, she couldn't get back when the throw went from from Federer to the mound and relayed third.
It was a strike on Robinson, the hitter. Ball one high, so count is 1-1. So 2 away. Red Devils, I mean, you said it, they do this too, but that's trying to give Kaukauna an early taste of their own medicine. They want to be aggressive on the base paths as well. 2-1. I asked Tim Rarick, I said, you haven't had a lot of the chaos on the base paths here at State so far. And he said, hey, we haven't had a lot of opportunities. And he also said, when you've got a stud like Meredith in the circle, you just want to get a run or two. She'll take care of it from there. So they don't have to be all crazy, go nuts in every single game. 3-1 to Robinson. Oh, good off speed. Runs the count full.
Robinson's 4 for 6 in the tournament with an RBI.
Bouncing ball to the right side. Side retired. Couple of base hits for the Red Devils, but nothing on the board to show for it. As we go to the second, no score. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliates.
One side, the other. Danielson strikes out the side to jack up the Red Devils, and then good execution defensively wipes out some base runners for Kenosha Bradford, and I think Kaukauna has to feel good they escaped the first inning that were still scoreless.
Absolutely. Federwitz will kickstart the second inning here for the Galloping Ghosts. Smacked and just foul. You've got Duckworth Torres hugging that line, and T-Fed, as they call her, was trying to tuck it inside the bag.
Galloping Ghosts collectively hits 425. They've had 10 home runs this year. They've stolen 116 bases in 129 attempts.
Danielson ahead 0-1. I asked John Ruffalo, question 1, who gets the ball? He said Danielson. And then added, we have alternated between her and Strela all season long, but even though Danielson pitched in the semifinal, you mentioned, Bill, that it's about matchups, and the matchup here says, I need more strikeouts because I need less Galloping Ghosts on the bases tonight.
Well, again, I think these clubs know each other well. They've been looking forward to this matchup, and they got it. So he must feel comfortable with Danielson against the Galloping Ghosts.
Strike 3 called. Federer's caught looking. 4 up, 4 down, all of them via the K against Brooklyn Danielson.
Brooklyn Danielson had 17 strikeouts in the 1-0 win over DC Everest in the semifinal. There's her 4th and 4 hitters tonight.
Is that a game face or what? Here's Eben, the first baseman. Just outside for ball 1. Josie's nickname is the Outlaw.
I like that.
Yeah, that one, that's old school movie reference there that Bill and I can attach to.
The kids probably wonder why they call her the Outlaw, but you and I like it.
Yeah, Outlaw, why? Google it. 1-0 to Josie. 2-0. 3-year starter at first base. Got a very smooth swing at the plate. Hitting from the left side.
365 hitter.
Danielson brings it. That's missing there, 3-0.
Gavin's 3 for 7 in the tournament. 1 of 2 left-handed hitters in the lineup for Kaukauna.
Well, Danielson work to do here. Down 3-0 in the count. Tosses a strike. Schmidt, the right fielder, will be next.
Danielson's only walked 13 in 86 innings coming into this tournament, so she's had good command.
And runs the count full. Yeah, both teams know what's coming, and what's coming is strike throwers. You better be on your toes. Not a lot of walks will be issued in this ball game tonight.
Yeah, and like we said at the top, you better play good defense, so you can't give these clubs extra outs in an inning.
From 3-0 to 3-2, here we go. Bring it up. Strike 3 call on the outside corner. 2 away.
Nice pitch on the paint. And Danielson has her 5th straight strikeout to start the game. Might have got benefit of the doubt there from Larry Buckberger, but I think the hitters now know where the strike zone's going to be.
2 away. 5 for 5. All strikeouts for Danielson. Here's Schmidt, the right fielder. Summer cuts through it and misses. Summer was injured last season. There were a lot of ghosts. No excuses, but they had a lot of key players who were injured last year. Still made it to state, still made it to the semifinals. But Summer was one of them, and she put in the work in the offseason. Came back healthy this year to be a key contributor.
Doing 361, 4 doubles among her hits, a couple home runs, drove in 18.
Behind here, 0-2. Six up, 6 down. K, 6 of them for Brooklyn Danielson. She's counting them. Scoreless, middle of 2. Road to state for the Kenosha Bradford Red Devils. Beat Oak Creek to get back to state. Then shut out Cedarburg in 5. That was the Strelo 1-hit shutout with 9 Ks. Then DC Everest, a 1-0 showdown. Danielson pitched that game. 1-hit shutout as well. 17 punch-outs of the Evergreens.
Their only loss this year came April 24th to Warren Township of Illinois. Since then, the Red Devils have allowed just 22 runs and scored 7 or better in 9 of the next 17 victories. There's 12 shutouts in that stretch.
It truly is 2 teams that kind of mirror each other. They've got superb pitching, great defense, big-time hitting when the pitchers allow it. Lanhart leads it off. Sophomore left fielder. 2-0. And a strike from Meredith, 2-1.
And out of 455 hitter.
Inside by Meredith, 3-1.
Reinhardt's played sparingly. Only had 11 at-bats coming into this tournament.
Easy play for the second baseman, 1 away. And now Maddie Strelo, the second baseman.
Second baseman, Maddie Strelo.
Maddie's a sophomore. .276 hitter.
left-handed hitter. She's trying to run up and slap something down into the ground, which is why they're up at the corners. 1-1.
He's only got an extra base hit among her 16 hits this year.
Working the count here, 2-1.
Maddie Strelo 1 for 3 in the tournament.
3-1. Told you, both pitchers, they do not walk batters.
Meredith came into the tournament 18 bases on balls and 122 in the third innings.
Gobbled up by Deering. Well, she plays a heck of a third base. And that's out number 2.
Made that play look easy. Strong throw to first.
It's Deering's first year playing third base, and she's been a vacuum over there. Kudos from her coach, who said she's a quiet kid, but boy, the fire in her belly, it burns. You see Meredith looking in the dugout. She says, I can't hear with all the noise. There are a lot of fans here on both sides, sporting the orange, sporting the burgundy, making a lot of racket. And I'll tell you something, Bill, they were lined up to get into this game during the Division II game, and the line went all the way out and curled where the buses are parked in right field. A lot of folks wanted to see this one in person.
Beautiful night. Weather is not a factor. Flagpole is limp. Temperatures about high 70s.
Thank you, Mother Nature. 1-1 to Morgan Smith. Oh, took a little something off of it.
And Smith had a chuckle, I think, about
yeah.
how far she was ahead on that off-speed delivery.
So all you can do is chuckle. And then take a little walk and hit the reset button here. 1-2.
Morgan's a senior.
And then gets a base hit. Punches it to right. She's aboard with 2 away. Third base hit of the night for the Red Devils.
Get some revenge on Meredith by taking the ball the other way and hitting the gap between first and second.
So now Mona Duckworth-Torres, the third baseman. Smacked foul. Both teams, they have a good blend of seniors and experienced juniors, but also you're seeing sophomores like Duckworth-Torres and Galloping Ghost as well. They just keep on refueling, resetting. 2 strong programs that they just refuse to have letdown years. The new kids come in and they're ready to play.
Duckworth-Torres 0 for 5 in the tournament. Behind in the count, 0-2 here.
She's been really good defensively at the third base bag this year as well. Doesn't chase that one. 1-2. Meredith without a strikeout so far, facing her 7th batter. The Devils have been aggressive at the plate. Contact here, and backpedaling is Rabideau to grab it and retire the side. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliates. Boy, what a beautiful evening for the final softball game of the year in the state of Wisconsin. These 2 great programs going at it here to decide the D1 title. Time for our Rural Mutual Road to State for the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts. Perfect record, still unbeaten coming into this contest. Boy, the Green Bay Preble game was a classic for them just to get here. They needed 8 innings to beat Preble 2-1, and then took care of Sun Prairie East and Hamilton here in Madison.
Yeah, Preble had a big year. And the Galloping Ghosts put a run in the sectional final, and Sun Prairie East did not. There it is with a shutout against Hamilton. Gets them here, and they're still unbeaten.
Kaukauna will lead it off with Deering, Rabideau, and Hersfeld. 7, 8, 9. Strike one from Danielson. Natty Deering, first year at third base, as I mentioned, and first team all-conference. One and one.
Deering, a .411 hitter. As you see, he's had a tough tournament, so she's down to .404.
They're in at the corners. 2 and 1. Brooklyn Danielson taking a little stroll after that pitch, and back on the rubber here. Deering swings and misses. Two and 2 against this tough right-hander. Here it is. Swing and a miss. This is a recording. Strikeout for Danielson. 7 up, 7 down, all via the strikeout.
And again, she goes up with the rise ball.
Dialed in, locked in for this D1 championship. Here's Rabideau, the shortstop. If Carly Meredith is the heart, now I'm quoting Tim Rarick, the head coach. He says if Carly's the heart of the team, then Rabideau is the soul. She's that tough as nails kid that doesn't let anybody get away with going half speed in anything. Practice, games, she'll call you out. She expects perfection from herself and her teammates.
2 for 3 with a couple RBIs against Sun Prairie. There's the coach of the Galloping Ghosts.
2-0. And a strike, 2 and 1. Tim's a Hall of Famer now, and still a long way to go in his career. In his 24th year, went into the Fast Pitch Softball Association State Hall of Fame last year. Two-one coming to Rabideau. Smacks it foul. Tim was involved in a car accident last July. Told me about it pregame, said he was driving in Fond du Lac, got hit by a car on his side, and he said, I was fortunate to be alive a few more feet, and it hits me direct, but he has gone through a lot physically, a lot of fusions and surgeries, but he basically can't be out there swinging or hitting or throwing softballs all season long. Little spinner right back to Danielson, who snags it for out number 2. That's the first ball that's been recorded that hasn't been a strikeout.
Yeah, a bit of a moral victory for the Ghosts to put a ball in play. Danielson fielding her position well. Makes a nice play to get the second out of the third inning.
2 away for Hersfeld, the second baseman. Swing and a miss. Just to button up the story on Coach Rarick, he said, I offered to step aside because I couldn't do any of the physical things. But his staff, he said, they were awesome. They all stepped up and said, we'll do that stuff. You just do your thing to motivate these young ladies. And so it has been a true collective effort to continue coaching him up, even though he was limited in what he could do following that car accident.
Chloe Hertzfeld's dad, Mark, is one of the assistant coaches. So is Carly Meredith's dad, Steve. So they have stepped up and kept everybody on the same page.
0-2 to Hertzfeld. Danielson back to work. And down around the shoe taps, 1-2. That one almost got away, 2-2. And Danielson's going to take a little stroll, pull the mask up, and kind of reset herself here.
Looking for a third straight clean inning.
Two on the way. Number 9 hitter hanging in there. Chloe really strong with the glove out at second base, but also number 9 hitter hitting over 400. Coaches love that.
2 for 4 in the tournament.
Continues the battle here with Danielson. We play on.
Bats that are being silent, they accounted for 221 runs scored this year. Better than 9 a game. But they haven't been able to do anything against Danielson yet. Only one has made contact, and she didn't get the ball past the circle.
Two again. Strike 3 called. Punched it. 9 up, 9 down, and 8 Ks for Danielson. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliates. Oh, we said at the outset, something's got to give between these two excellent softball teams. So far, nothing has. It's scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Christensen, the first baseman, will lead it off, then back to the lineup, top of the lineup card for Bradford. Ball 1 to Kylie, or Morgan, I beg your pardon, Morgan Christensen.
Meredith, the 3-time player of the year in the state, has not been as dominant as Brooklyn Danielson. He's given up 3 hits. Her defense bailed her out in the 1st inning.
Her sister Callie, who played for the Galloping Ghosts, is an outfielder at FIU, Florida International.
She was here, I'm told.
Smacked out of play. She's been not only on this big stage, but on the national stage. She does travel softball at a high level as well. 2-1 to Christian. Inside, 3-1.
Morgan 1 for 4 in the tournament thus far. Drove in a couple runs.
To right, but hammered right into the glove of Schmidt. Number 9 hitter Christian gave it a ride, but it's 1 allowed out.
That was barreled up. Not the only one who's hit the ball harder than Christian here is Aubrey Strela, who's in the box right now, opened the game with a double to left.
Here's Strela for the 2nd time against Meredith. Ball 1 high. Nice luxury to have. We talked about Strelo and what an excellent pitcher she is as well. So you've got the luxury, if you're Ruffalo, if something happens to your starter Danielson, then enter out of the bullpen, so to speak, Strelo to try to finish it off. And they have done that. They did it last year at State. Off speed, and she was fooled. In the semifinal last season, they beat Watertown 1-0, did Bradford. Danielson allowed 2 hits in 5 innings, and then Strelo came in to get the 2-inning save. So it's the combo platter if you need it.
Strelo started the title game last year when they beat Milton 9-3. She went 5 1/3. Gave up 6 hits and 3 runs in there. Danielson came in to finish up the last inning in 2/3 with a 1-hit relief. So they are a good tandem to have.
John Ruffalo hoping he doesn't have to make that move. If he doesn't, that means his starter Danielson is in control. Slowly hit to Rabideau, who makes the play. Safe is the call. Hustling down the line is Strelo to beat it out.
We talked about the speed of Bodenheimer, the Kaukauna leadoff hitter. Strelo showed she can get down the line in a hurry as well. Her hustle and speed beats this one out. That's a conventional 2-hopper to short, and she just beats the throw. Good call by the first base umpire.
Yeah, Tammy Hutchinson right on it. Bang, bang play.
4th hit for the Red Devils.
1 on with 1 away for Parker, the catcher. Ball 1 inside. Parker singled in the first after Strelo had doubled. And it looked like the Red Devils had something going, only to have it extinguished without a run scoring. Up the middle, off of Meredith. But right there for the carom is Rabideau. Gets the force at second, 2 down. Pinball wizard action here, Bill.
And the awareness to make the play goes off Meredith to the shortstop, who flips their double play partner, and Hirschfeld wisely holds the ball. The galloping ghost only made 5 errors all year. Got a courtesy runner for Angela Parker.
It's Robin Lowen doing the honors at first. There are 2 away. And Rodriguez Liliana takes ball 1. A strike evens the count at 1-1. John Ruffalo chatted with him pregame. He said, beginning of the year, it was all about you can't lean on the past. You got to create the new season. Throw it on to first, and got the hand in. Whoa, it looked like that was going to be a punch out for the 3rd out.
And there's no replay in high school softball in this state. I think you were right, though. I think she blocked the base with her foot, but doesn't matter. The safe call was given.
Meredith was jumping up and down, hoping that would get her out of this jam.
It's back pick by Federowitz, however.
Rodriguez, 2-1. The wheels are turning here in a scoreless game where any runs could be a difference maker or a game winner. 2-2 to the freshman.
Going to be running here in the 3-2 pitch.
Strike 3 called. The first punch out of the game for Meredith. She'll take it, and she'll head back to the dugout, keeping this game scoreless after 3. Enjoyable night of softball with the two best teams in Division I, no question about it. And no question that they both kept an eye on each other. You know, this day and age of social media, everyone's aware what everybody's doing, and this was the matchup both teams were hoping for. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. Iron sharpens iron, all those cliches that coaches throw around. But yeah, they admit it. It was the matchup they were hoping they would get to try to earn the gold trophy.
I think they might have played each other last year, but Milton had other ideas and bumped off Kaukauna in the semifinals. So the Ghost players have said they've kind of played this year with a chip on their shoulder, wanting to get back here. They were here, and they're scoreless now in the fourth inning against the defending champs.
All right, here's Paige Bodenheimer, and caught by the catcher, Parker. You said it at the top, Bill. Got to keep Paige off the bases. They've done it twice now.
Real nice play here by the catcher. Parker bounces out, finds the ball, and then makes the catch. Good awareness by the catcher, and nice agility by the catcher.
With that big cage on and the tools of ignorance, yeah, that's a difficult play. One away, big out here to start the fourth for the Red Devils. Now Meredith, the pitcher, goes after the first pitch, fouls it off. So through the first 7 hitters, Danielson struck them out. Then Rabideau, the 8-hitter, had the little liner back to her. Then she struck out Hersfeld. So 8 of the 9 were strikeout victims. Let's see how Kaukauna adjusts the second go around facing this tough right-hander. Because it's a game of adjustments, and it's a game of communicating with everyone in the dugout. This is what's coming. Be ready for it. Danielson ahead 0-2 on Carly Meredith. Jumped on that pitch, but foul out of play.
I mean, if anybody ever does make good contact, the wind started to blow out to left field about an inning ago.
A little bit of a jet stream to work with if you can get it up in it.
Meredith leads his club with 4 homers. Hit a grand slam in the quarterfinals.
Oh, that hitter. And that's a no-doubter, but that's also a concern for the pitcher. Remember, she thought she got grazed on the inside around the elbow.
And the umpire calling for the trainer to come out to take a look at Meredith.
See where it gets her.
Right in the kneecap, I think.
Ooh, yeah. That's not a meaty part by any means.
Especially not for a pitcher.
No. Because that's your right kneecap, and that's where you're pushing off when you have to deliver a pitch.
Smiles all around by the first base coach, so that's a good sign. I think they waved off the courtesy runner, too.
Wow. Yeah, Lily Hubers was there to try to jump in for Meredith. And she says, nope, I want to be out there. Gamer.
And 9 for 9 in stolen bases, so that's pretty good speed when 100%.
Yeah, she is the first base runner of the night for the Galloping Ghosts. And here's Lily Boyle. A strike. And you see Parker again. They know what's coming. You have to be on your toes behind the dish and on the infield. Kaukauna will steal bases on the release when the ball's in the catcher's mitt, when it's going back to the pitcher.
Meredith dancing around there at first. They've stolen 3 bases and 4 tries in this tournament. Coming into the tournament, they were 116 of 129. So very aggressive on the bases.
1-1 the count to the sophomore Boyle. In at the corners, Duckworth, Torres, and Christian. There goes Meredith. Throw down, not going to get her. Bum kneecap and all, she swipes second base.
But that's the Kaukauna game. They like to pressure the defense with speed. And Meredith beats the ball down there.
If anyone knows the importance of trying to scratch out a run in a tight game like this against a quality pitcher, it's Meredith. 1-2 to Boyle. Base hit. Here comes Meredith. She'll wheel around and score. It's an RBI double for Lily Boyle, and the Galloping Ghosts strike first.
First hit of the game for Kaukauna is a run-scoring double. Well, barrels this one up the middle, rolls into the gap. Meredith, bum knee and all, scores easily, and the Galloping Ghosts are happy ghosts.
Meredith was certainly galloping around the bases, wasn't she?
For sure.
No ill effects. John Ruffalo out there to
just settle things down.
Yep. It's only 1-0. It's only the fourth.
It's only the first ball that's been hit past the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, hit number 1 for Kaukauna. It was a big one by Boyle.
The cleanup hitter, Betterwoods.
The catcher up there struck out her first look at Danielson in the second inning. Takes a ball high.
Taylor 2 for 7 in the tournament.
Second time through the lineup here for Kaukauna against Danielson. It's been a difference. 2-0. There's a strike from Danielson. 2-1 now. You know, Lily Boyle, who's out at second base, only a sophomore. Tim Rarick said she really bought into the weight room and the open gym. That looked like a weight room double that she blasted.
Okay. Ground ball, line shot over basically the shortstop position, went all the way almost to the track.
That was Muscle City. 3-1 now. Danielson taps her shoulder and says, that was on me. And Federwood's patient at the plate here during this AB. Swings and misses. And Danielson battling back to run the count full.
And Danielson goes for a little conference with herself. Out of the circle.
Went with the high gas.
She swung at ball forward.
Looked tempting coming out of her hand, and then whoops.
Open her eyes. That was both high and I think inside, but it's a ball, and doesn't matter. It also goes down as the first strikeout of this inning for Danielson.
It's 9 punch-outs now for Brooklyn. 2 away for Eben, the first baseman. Josie tries to go oppo, but it's foul. Dust and debris, and it's a warm night. The 0-1 just outside. Danielson, the 1-1 pitch. 2-1. Both these pitchers kind of have the same MO when you look at their makeup. And I don't mean the kind you apply with mascara. I mean just how they're wired. They're very composed, as you see. But you see when something happens that is worthy, it brings out the emotion. It's bubbling inside.
Good pitch there. Even the count. It's a big base runner at second in a game that you know is not going to be high scoring.
And everyone in the ballpark knows that as well. Key moment here for Danielson and the Red Devils. 2-2 with 2 away. Swing and a miss. 10 punch outs for Danielson, but Kaukauna, crazy go nuts. They draw first blood in this D1 state championship. 1-0 our score, middle of 4.
Unauthorized use or rebroadcast of this program and live internet stream without the express written consent of Allen Media Group, Wisconsin Broadcast Division is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law.
Yeah, a bunch of future Red Devils. You little devils. Chance to say hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, everybody. They're here enjoying this one. We're all enjoying this one. 1-0 Kaukauna. With a tally here in the top of the 4th inning. Now Bradford will send up Robinson, Lanhart, and Matty Strelo. Try to get that one back. They have out-hit Kaukauna 4-1. But the one hit that the Galloping Ghost got puts them on the board first. And Carly Meredith, number 1 in the circle, has a lead to work with here. Sometimes that's all a quality pitcher needs. We shall see. Facing a quality team. Trying to disrupt things here. Robinson grounded out to end the first in her first look at Meredith. Belts it foul.
Just a 9th grader. She's at 4 for 7 in the tournament. Even with that inning-ending ground out in the first inning, that's what she's done on the year. Didn't clean up state title game in the 9th grade, not bad.
Yeah. The pipeline continues to flow with talent for both these squads. You build up those youth programs. You have teams that go to state and win state championships. That's how you get the youngins that we saw waving on camera there. Get them involved early and then build your system, keep the system flowing with quality players. Ball rises up and out of the zone, 2-2. Lanhart, the left fielder, will be next.
John Ruffalo's done a great job with Kenosha Bradford. This is his 21st year. He's won 385 games.
Down on strikes goes Robinson. Back-to-back Ks for Meredith. She got a K to end the 3rd. Gets a strikeout here to begin the 4th.
Keeps that ball down, and Robinson swings over it.
Lanhart, the left fielder, ball 1. Kylie grounded out in the 2nd inning. Squeezes inside, a little too tight, 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1.
It's only the 11th game for Lanhart this season, so she's played sparingly.
When she's been in there, she's made the most of her opportunities at the plate. Oh, got fooled there, however, 2-2.
2 for 4 in the tournament. Lanhart's a sophomore.
Fouled over the dugout. And Meredith back to work. Starting to settle in, even though she hasn't given up a run. They got to her early in the first, but got out of that unscathed. And now starting to dominate as she can.
Looking for her first clean inning. She's now retired 4 in a row.
In the last 3 in a row via the strikeout. 2 away here in the 4th. And now Maddie Strelo, the batter. Maddie grounded out in the 2nd inning as well. Deering had her played perfectly. Side retired. To the 5th we go. 1-0 ball game. Kaukauna in front. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliates. For evening to cap off the spring season, that is state softball. Just down the road in Sun Prairie, we decided the lacrosse championships for the boys and girls. Girls from Hudson won the title, and the Wanakee boys were successful in their quest to get the state championship in lacrosse today.
The cavalcade of spring tournaments continues today in Appleton.
Yeah.
The road show up to Appleton for 4 days of state baseball.
Team tennis was going on next door here at the tennis center. WIAA officials, heads on a swivel, trying to keep up with everything. Doing an awesome job. Summer Schmidt to lead off. Top of the 5th for Kaukauna, leading at 1-0. Schmidt, Deering, and Rabideau here in the 5th.
Rabideau's the only one in the lineup who has not struck out against Danielson.
Can't catch up there, 0-2. Summer waits. The 0-2. Just got a piece.
Summer Schmidt 1 for 5 in the tournament. One of 8 seniors on this team, which has played together for a long time.
Oh, 0-2 pitch. Schmidt. Strike 3. 11 punch outs now for Brooklyn Danielson. 1 out here in the 5th.
At the inside corner and locks Summer Schmidt up.
1 away for Madison Deering, the 3rd baseman.
3 of those 11 strikeouts have been called third strike.
Strike 1 to Deering.
She's constantly been getting ahead in the counts. But ironically, the hit batsman that Carly Meredith came around to cost her a run.
Pops it up into the seats and out of play. There's all kinds of drama there. That, Meredith got hit. She hobbles down to first. You're going, uh-oh. Can she even get out to the circle for the next inning of the pitch? She waves off the courtesy runner, stays on the base paths, swipes a bag, and then sprints around the bases to score the game's only run. She ran like a squirrel, her nickname. 0-2 to Deering. Terrific pitch. Frozen at the plate. Strikeout number 12 for Danielson.
And she just locked her up.
Brooklyn looking back like, yeah, that was a strike. Now Rabideau, the shortstop. checked her swing and fouled it back to the fish netting.
Revenue hit the soft liner and back to the pitcher in the third inning. That was the only ball put in play by the Galloping Ghosts in the first 3 innings.
Oh, 1 on the way. Make it 0-2. Danielson the stare down and then brings it for strike 3. Good reset inning for the right-hander to strike out the side. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network affiliate. State Capitol. Hop, skip, and a jump from the campus of University of Wisconsin. On a gorgeous night to close out the softball season. Morgan Smith leads it off, takes strike 1. Duckworth Torres to follow, and then Christian, the first baseman. Kenosha Bradford here in the 5th, trailing 1-0.
This is the 5th of 5 championship games today. Belmont won Division 5 earlier, 8-3 over Almond Bancroft. Michigan scored a 1-0 9-inning victory over Pacelli with a record-setting 20 strikeouts. Poinette went back to another gold ball, their 7th of the year. They beat Ball Creek 11-5.
Pop up on the infield. Smith retired.
And then Division 2 earlier tonight, Denmark beat Jefferson 4-1. And that was the Division 2 game. This is the one we've been waiting for all day, and it is not disappointed.
Good one brewing here, bottom of the 5th. Here's Duckworth Torres. Meredith running through the signs again from the dugout, swing and a miss by Mona. That one low, 1-1. If team colors have anything to do with winning a state championship, then Kaukauna's in business, because orange and black has been, that's been the uniform of choice. Belmont, orange and black in D5. Michigan, D4, orange and black. Poinette, Division 3, orange and black. See where I'm going?
I wanted to see where you went with that Division 2 game.
Well, yeah. Purple and gold for Denmark. They broke the cycle. Duckworth Torres gets hit, so she'll take first base here. See where it got her.
Pitch got away from Meredith and hits her on the side.
Yeah. Not on the kneecap, but on the side of it. So she'll get a courtesy runner here for Kenosha Bradford. It's Rihanna Barker. It was Rihanna.
Ends a streak of 6 batters retired by Meredith, who didn't want to put the number 8 hitter on.
Nope. And now Christensen, who hit it hard the last time up, went to right field. It was caught up there by Schmidt.
Christian 1 for 5 in the tournament, hitting out of the 9-hole.
Takes a ball outside. Federwitz was trying to get the call.
Christian's a .226 hitter coming into the tournament, just a freshman.
Evan, the first baseman, Deering, the third baseman, are stepping in from the corners. 2-0.
Christian love to get on for the big hitter that comes up next, is Traylon Parker.
Yeah, Aubrey licking her chops on deck. 3-0.
Meredith with some command issues with a hit batsman and then 3 straight balls.
are that Morgan is taking here. And she is. And it's not in the strike zone. 2 aboard for Kenosha Bradford with 1 away.
First walk issued all night by Meredith. It's a 4-pitch walk to the number 9 hitter after hitting the number 8 hitter, and now she's got herself in trouble with the big thunder coming up for Kenosha Bradford.
Yeah, here we go. Aubrey Strelo, double in the first, single in the third. Go-ahead runs on the base paths for the Red Devils here in the 5th. She wails on it, hangs up in the air, and caught by the shortstop, Rabidou, who crashes in, throw to third, in time for the tag. And the double play to end the inning. Rabidou shaken up, but enough wits about her to come up and punch out the runner at third.
Well, Rabidou calls this all the way and then runs into the left fielder Boyle, but has the presence of mind to come up throwing and end the threat in the inning. It's 1-0 going to the 6th.
Here's how the 5th inning ended. Rabidou and Boyle play bumper cars, but watch what Raven does after the hit.
Talk about Rabidou being the soul of his team. She called that ball and nothing was going to deny her, but she had the awareness to get up and punch out the runner at third. That's 2 outs on the bases in 5 innings for Kenosha Bradford, and in a game that's going to be won on the margins, those are big plays in a 1-0 pitcher's duel.
And you saw Carly Meredith backing up the play at third. Boy, she was thrilled at the execution of her shortstop, the awareness to get up and make the play, the double play. Threat over to the 6th we go. Kaukauna still leads it 1-0. Here's Hersfeld to lead it off, then back to the top of the order.
Bradford had multiple base runners in both the 1st and the 5th innings and had nothing to show for it. Had 1 runner thrown out at home, and that double play there to end it with the play at third base in the 5th.
Ball 1 to Hersfeld. This is her 2nd AB, struck out back in the 3rd. In a game like this, it's the little things, right?
Yep.
And that may sound cliche, but that was a big play, but it's a little thing that might be a difference maker for the Galloping Ghosts.
You know, Kaukauna has executed defensively. I mean, again, they've only made 5 errors all season, according to their stats.
We're going to miss 2-1.
But they've executed when they needed to. And those are what the little things are that coaches refer to in cliches.
Mm-hmm. Three and 1.
Again, Danielson wants to get the number 9 hitter with Bodenheimer and Meredith. The next 2 hitters due to hit here in the 6th.
She hasn't walked the batter tonight. She's had a couple times when she's been in a sticky situation like this and then battled all the way back. And runs the count full.
Challenger there. Again, 13 strikeouts for Brooklyn Danielson through the first 5 innings. The only ball hit out of the infield past the pitcher's mound is the double by Lily Boyle that brought in Meredith for the lone run of the game.
Yep. 1 run on 1 hit.
And again, that's the only ball hit past the pitcher's mound.
Payoff pitch coming. Strikeout number 14 for Brooklyn Danielson. 1 away here in the 6th.
Here's the 6th strikeout in a row by Danielson. And she goes up the ladder. Actually blew that one just by her. That challenged her and then hit it. She couldn't.
Both these pitchers have shown the ability to mix up their pitches, throw the off speed at the perfect opportunity. Other times the rise ball, other times coming in hot. right down the middle or late movement. I mean, keeping everybody guessing. Here's your shift.
From Bodenheimer again, who came in hitting 675, 679. She's 2 for 6 in the tournament.
And again, that's the second baseman, Maddie Strelo, who is actually in closer than her pitcher, Danielson.
And the player to slap the ball to left.
Page is a handful. Committed to Butler to play for the Bulldogs, and she's only a junior.
2 doubles, 2 triples among her 38 hits coming into the tournament.
Missed it there, 1 and 2.
Danielson's had her number tonight. Struck her out to lead off the game in the first, and she fouled out to the catcher in the fourth.
It's really an art to be this good of a contact hitter. Knows her ability, has the wheels to put a ball in play and then just take off. Two and 2 to Bodenheimer. Here comes Danielson. Slapped foul.
And Danielson's committed to play ball in Eastern Illinois next season. Southeast Conference Pitcher of the Year.
Two pitch. Upstairs, 3 and 2.
Bodenheimer showed pretty good discipline there. Play off that rise ball.
You know, Danielson, she's got the cage, Bill. Most pitchers do these days. None of the infielders have the grill work up front. You better check your dental records here with Bodenheimer. That's pretty gutsy.
Especially the second baseman playing in that close.
Yeah, Maddie Strelo. She can shake hands with Page. 3-2. Struck her out for the second time tonight. Here's our only run of the game. Meredith got hit, hobbles down to first, says I'll stay on first because I'm going to swipe a bag. And then Boyle delivers, muscles up with an RBI double. And that's your scoring recap. 1-0 Galloping Ghosts. Jumping on it, but foul. Danielson now with 15 strikeouts.
And she struck out Bodenheimer twice. Bodenheimer struck out once all season.
That's crazy.
Coming into this game.
That's just absurd. And you saw what a pest she is up there. Never gets cheated on her at-bats. And that was one of the keys that Bill mentioned and that Kenosha Bradford knew about. Up in the air, left field. Lanhart is there to make the grab. Side retired. 1-0. Our scoreboard remains intact. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliates. Look at the line score. Kaukauna, a run on a hit. And they lead this contest because Bradford has 4 hits, but some base running issues had prevented them from getting on the board in the runs column here. Bottom of the 6th, another opportunity now with Parker, the catcher, to lead it off. Squibber down to first. Eben, 1 away.
Carly Meredith has pitched in and out of trouble. She competes. Got 4 hits. Hasn't had the big strike on that. Is only fan 3. Hit a batter. Doesn't walk anybody. And she's ahead 1-0 with 5 outs to go.
Liliana Rodriguez takes strike one.
To the heart of the order. Parker was a two-hole hitter. She grounded out. Now the number 3 hitter, Rodriguez, and then Robinson, the cleanup hitter.
Hours ago, when Kaukauna first arrived here at the ballpark and the D2 game was just underway, Carly Meredith, you know, the team, Bill, they've got the boom box out there behind center field. They're braiding hair. They're staying loose. And Carly Meredith walks over from the right field side after warming up, and she is just stone-faced, just game face, already locked in, and still hours away from even entering the dugout. She was so focused on what was going to happen later this evening. 2-2 to Rodriguez. Floats it in there, just a tad high.
Rodriguez wasn't going to hit that pitch. She was completely fooled, but Meredith couldn't land the off-speed pitch.
You see Liliana, big deep breath.
And she gets the heat. Rodriguez 1 for 6 in the tournament.
Evan again. 2 away.
Evan says, I'll take all these if you'll shoot them my way.
Yeah, keep them coming. 2 up, 2 down. Now Robinson, the DP. Ground out on her scorecard and a strikeout tonight. Strike one to the freshman. Missing 1-1.
Robinson steps out, regroups. 4 for 8 in the tournament.
Hasn't played like a freshman. Swings and misses there, 1-2.
Went up and in on Robinson.
Meredith brings it inside, 2-2. She's only got 3 strikeouts, and they came to end the 3rd and to begin the 4th. But as you have seen, her defense, when something's in play, they gobble it up.
She had an off-speed pitch that Robinson had no chance to hit, but again, she couldn't land it in the zone. So the count goes full.
You know, you're a batter, you're just hoping it doesn't drop off the countertop into the mitt of Federwitz. Payoff pitch coming. Off the end of the bat, hit hard but foul.
Carly Meredith 95-1 in her varsity career.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 is a big one. Kaukauna remains in front after 6, 1-0. Now a message from your local station. It's your WIAA network affiliates. I don't know the technical term, Bill, but that's a pretty shot here on a Saturday night in Madison.
Yeah, I think our crew call that a beauty shot, don't they?
Sure. Because it is beautiful. This game has been beautiful. This has been everything that it was built up to be if these two combatants could get to state, could get into the championship tilt. 1-0 seventh inning. Kaukauna in front. And back at the plate here trying to pad that lead.
Here's the girl that has the only RBI of the night, the only hit of the game for the Galloping Ghosts.
A sophomore, Lily Boyle. Brought her pitcher in the fourth inning. And that single tally holding on for dear life right now if you're Kaukauna. Fouled back.
A healthy cut there. Boyle's hit in the fourth, drove in the run. It's only her second in the tournament in 9 at-bats.
Lays off, 2-1. Federwitz will be next, and then Eben.
Kaukauna here for the 7th time. They won 5 championships in a row.
Total.
5 total, yeah, I'm sorry. They won in 21, 22, and 23. And didn't get to the title game last year, and here they are again.
Two and 2 to Lily Boyle. Now they were going for the three-peat last year. Pat Riley said, nope, that's copyright and you can't do that. Down on strikes. 16 punch-outs for that young lady, Brooklyn Danielson. Still the bottom half of the 7th inning, but Brooklyn Danielson, Herculean effort in the circle tonight, might not be enough. Here's Taylor Federwitz, the catcher.
It's tied for 3rd among strikeouts in a Division I game. With 3 other pitchers. Gwen Baker of Milton last year against New Richmond holds the record with 18 in Division I.
She can get there if she strikes out the side here. Won't mean anything if they're not ahead on the scoreboard when it's all said and done. Got to find a way in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Get through this, keep it 1-0, and then Lanhart, Maddie Strelo, and Smith, 5, 6, and 7 are scheduled.
Smith has one of the 4 hits for Bradford tonight.
1-1 to Federwitz. Missed it there, 1-2. Parker struck the pose behind home plate. Danielson was looking in, didn't get the call. 2-2.
Plate umpire's been pretty pitcher friendly tonight, however.
Got her anyway. 17 strikeouts. 2 away in the 7th.
Again, she went up with a rise ball, and Federwitz couldn't get to it.
It looks so tempting coming in, and then comes in tight with gas. Little chance to catch up to it. Josie Eben now with 2 away in the top of the 7th.
The Galloping Ghosts have only put 2 balls in play, 3 balls in play in fair territory.
Incredible.
We're able to hit the soft liner back to the mound in the 3rd. The run-scoring double, which was well hit by Boyle in the fourth. Meredith flew out the left in the sixth, and that's it. Otherwise, it's been all strikeouts. 5 of the 17 have been called third strikes. Also been a foul to the catcher. But that's it. Only one ball hit past the pitcher's mound, or 2 balls hit past the pitcher's mound.
And Brooklyn has been stellar tonight. Needs some offense now after her performance. Get the final out here. Find a way at the dish against her stellar counterpart. Three and one.
Danielson hasn't walked anybody. She hit Meredith, and Carly came around to score the lone run of the game.
Danielson, again, the composure. She checks herself and resets herself. Runs the count full.
Looks like Evan was taken all the way.
A little extra rosin for number 2. Josie Evan waits. Smacks it foul.
And again, she's doing this against a team that hit .425 collectively this year. And averaged 9 runs a game. But those bats have been silenced tonight by that woman, Brooklyn Danielson.
There is nervous energy here in the ballpark. Everyone knows that every pitch now is under the microscope. Kind of felt that way from the first inning on. Strike 3 called. Put that one in the books as strikeout number 18 for Brooklyn Danielson. To the bottom of the 7th, a 1-0 game. Now a message from your local station. It's your WIAA network. It has been a fun day. A terrific day of state softball championships here in Madison. 4 have been crowned, 1 more to go. Bottom of the 7th inning, Kaukauna 3 outs away, but Bradford hoping to tally 1 to tie it and extended, 2 to walk it off for their 2nd consecutive state title.
And that young Pike wasn't the only one applauding as we play the bottom of the 7th. The Kenosha Bradford fans rising to their feet to encourage the unbeaten Red Devil, or the once beaten Red Devils. They have not lost to Wisconsin full, but they need a run to tie. 2 to win here in the bottom of the 7th against the unbeaten Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts.
Landhart leads it off and almost gets clipped. Well, I thought twice about leaning into one there, but it's ball 1. Ground out and a strikeout for Kylie tonight. A strike. Meredith evens it at 1-1.
Bradford hasn't had a hit since the 3rd inning. They had the 2 base runners in the 5th. One was hit by a pitch, the other walked. But again, they haven't had a hit since Strelo reached on an infield single in the 3rd.
And they have hit the ball, but they've hit the ball right at people, right at Galloping Ghosts. Only 4 strikeouts for Meredith tonight through 6.
But they play good defense. That's their MO. You win with pitching and defense, and by being aggressive on the bases and pressuring the defense. Been a good ball game.
1-2. Landhart hanging in there.
Bradford just made more mistakes on the bases. And again, you win in the margins in games like this, and They had 2 base runners thrown out in the early innings when they had a chance to get on the board and get the lead.
Meredith, 1-2. Up the middle, a base hit. Tying run aboard for Bradford. She went down and hit it. A roller over the bag at second.
And sophomore Lanark just puts the ball in play. Got it past Meredith. So the tying runs aboard with nobody out for the Red Devils.
Lanhart will get a courtesy runner. Number 19, Jasmine Granados, doing the honors at first base. Instructions in her ear hole. Maddie Strela will be the hitter. She's grounded out to third in her 2 previous ABs.
Granados leads his team in steals with 12.
Throw down, gets away into right field. Throw to second, not in time. So Kaukauna daring the courtesy runner who was jumping around at first base, and the throw by Federwitz was off the mark. Tying run at second.
Nobody there at the bag when Federwitz wanted to throw it, and by the time the second baseman Hertzfeld got there, the throw was off the mark.
0-2.
Strela's grounded out to third twice tonight.
Yeah, she's tried to slap it past Deering, who's hugging the line and closing in hard down the line at third. Foul tip.
And Meredith, she of the 239 strikeouts coming into this tournament, dearly could use one here.
With the tying run at second and nobody out, but ahead of Maddie Strelo, 0-2. 1-2.
And Strelo expected to be rung up.
Meredith back to work. Up the middle, glove by Meredith. Throw to second for the double play. Snagged it off her shoe tops.
And second double play to erase a base runner. First one occurred in the 5th. This one here breaks the hearts of Red Devils everywhere. Nice play by Meredith, though, who fields her position well. Gloves it on her shoe tops and has the awareness to turn and throw to second. And the Galloping Ghosts are 1 out away from winning yet another state title.
Morgan Smith, ball 1 inside. If that gets past the glove of Meredith, we are tied. Because that ball was hit hard enough that it would have gone into center field.
But she's an athlete and fields her position well.
1-1.
Galloping Ghost fans on their feet in expectation of yet another title.
It would be number 6. One and 2. Bradford down to 1 final strike. In a 1-0 game with their pitcher striking out Kaukauna 18 times and only giving up a hit.
Mirth taking some time, trying to reset.
Smack to second. Ball game. Kaukauna perfect 27-0 with a perfect finish in Division I.
County Meredith ends her career 96-1. She's thrown 17 shutouts and held opponents to a batting average of about a .060 this year. Meredith only fanned 4, but she made the big defensive play in the 7th inning to turn a double play. And if you're a Red Devil fan, you'll remember they had 3 base runners thrown out on the bases in a very, very close game, a pitcher's duel.
Time now for our Wisconsin DOT play of the game. There were a couple that were ginormous, including this one, the comebacker, the throw to second, DP in what would have been a run-scoring RBI single that would have tied this game, but Carly Meredith said, not tonight. Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts for the 6th time, our state champions in Division I. Time now for a message from our statewide sponsors. It's your WIAA network affiliates. Back here in Madison, and what a Division I title tilt it was. A heavyweight bout, and Kaukauna wins it 1-0 over the defending state champs, Kenosha Bradford. Tim Rarick, how's the heartbeat right now? How's the breathing exercises?
It's actually doing pretty well. Pretty calm through the whole thing. We got squirrel on the mound. Wasn't real nervous about this one. That kid's a competitor. That kid is all Gatorade Player of the Year for a reason. We got her. And once we scored that run, I knew we were in business.
You win with pitching and defense. You showed that tonight. You made the fewest mistakes in a 1-0 game, and your defense made the plays.
Yeah, if you look back to our sectional final game up in Pulaski against Green Bay Preble, we made probably 3 to 4 highlight reel plays up there. And those plays probably saved that game for us. Our defense has been just outstanding all year long. The kids really took it upon themselves to say that we're going to play behind Squirrel, and I think last year we relied a little bit too much on her, but this year they went right at it, and, they own the field.
Tim, you took a year off, but you're back in the winner's circle. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate everything you guys do.
Well, that's the perfect way to cap off a perfect season if you're Kaukauna, and a perfect way to cap off the entire softball season in the state of Wisconsin. A 1-0, 1 run on 1 base hit, and Tim Rarick talked about Squirrel, and she was good. And John Ruffalo's team was as good as well. They were champs last year. They settled for the runners-up trophy this year, but they were game-worthy as well in a terrific ball game.
Bradford now hits Kaukauna 5-1, but they got out the teams that score the runs, and Kaukauna figured out a way to do that thanks to Lily Boyle's single in the 4th that scored Carly Meredith, and they found a way to win. That's what good teams do.
Let's send it over to the public address announcer to hand out the hardware for the state champion Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts.
Now we ask each player to come forward as their name is read to receive their individual medal from the 2025 WIAA Division I State Champion, Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts. Carly Meredith, Chloe Hertzfeld, Raven Rabidou, Lily Boyle, Paige Bodenheimer, Summer Schmitz, Josie Ebbers, Lily Hubers, Grace Showman. Chloe Duvall. Taylor Federowitz. Madison Deary. Faith Kasubi. Chloe Fuchs. Brenna Mathias. Eddie Belungi. Nora Hennis. And Natalie Lucco. Will Coach Tim Rehrig please come forward to receive the trophy for the champion, Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts.
Now the school color of choice in 2025 was orange and black. 4 of the 5 state champs donned those colors here to win state titles here in Madison. What a fun tournament it was, and what a way to cap it off with a 1-0 Kaukauna Galloping Ghost victory.
Our second 1-0 championship game today. Michigan did the same, winning in 9 innings this afternoon. But yeah, it's a good one. And everybody waited for this battle of 1 versus 2, and it did not disappoint. 3rd gold ball in 4 years for Carly Meredith and her 7 fellow seniors. That, I don't know if you can call that a dynasty, but that's the closest to it. They've only lost 1 game now in 5 years, and they are once again the state champs. They made the fewest errors. They executed defensively, got the big hit, and won the game despite being out hit 5-1. But they win 1-0 in a dandy championship game.
A perfect season and a picture-perfect ending right there for the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts. That'll wrap up the season here in Madison. For my partner, Bill Brophy, for all our fine announcers and our fantastic crew who logged long hours today, all morning, afternoon, and night. Thank you to all of them. Thank you to the WIAA, and thank you for watching the 2025 WIAA State Softball Championships. Kaukauna wins it in D1, 1-0.
Broadcast of this program and live internet stream without the express written consent of Allen Media Group, Wisconsin Broadcast Division is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law.